Well, hello, good people. Mark here. I am working under the house here, and what we've discovered is we've got a few spots in the house that aren't quite as balanced as we'd like, and so we're going to put one more vent down here with the in the back bedroom. The idea is it's going to circulate. There's one register there. There's such a cold side over there that this will help by putting more air into the back half of the house, in which case it'll then get sucked back around to the returns on the other side. So that'll definitely help our heating and air conditioning system. Now, my brother is the one who did all of the heating and air conditioning and has done an outstanding job with all of it, and is probably going to be mad at me because I'm doing this part of it, because I can't get him down right now. It's going to get real cold next week, and we're going to have guests staying at the house, and I don't want anybody to get cold, so I'm going to do this one myself. The reason why my brother will be mad at me is because, first of all, I use the no airtight, because those are easier for the novice like me, okay? Because it's got the seal step section on there. He, on the other hand, is perfection with attaching that on there. The second reason why he'll probably be mad at me is because I'm going to actually use some flex to go here. Figuring this is just a secondary one, using the flex will be okay, because I'm going to put it up in this channel right here, and it's a straight shot. It's only about 12 feet to go where it needs to go in here, so it's not a big distance. Flex duct is not as efficient because of all the ribs and stuff. You actually want to have round duct. And I do have some round duct, but I'm not that good with it. So he may come down the next time and decide I'm going to fix it the right way as opposed to the way Mark did it. But that's okay. We're going to go ahead and get this done. So I've already got this part in here. I've got my hole cut in the floor up there for this register to go in. So all I got to do is put the flex duct up here in this channel where I'm taking down the... All right, so I've already pulled it through there. I've actually cut the hole in the floor. And now it's a matter of just getting this. Here's the flex. We're using, this is R8 insulation that's on it. So there is our inner piece, which is just plastic with a coil on it. And we're going to get that on here. And then we're going to get our tape on here. And what I need to get is actually a zip tie. Okay. So, Arando, I want you to see. I've got this on here. Way on there. Okay? I've got it about as straight as it's going to be, and it's going to be just a slight elevation right there. So I'm going to tape that onto it to make sure that it doesn't get pushed off. And then we're going to put the insulation up snug on the unit and make sure that it's sealed up good, because any place that's not, you'll get condensation and moisture, and which will lead to mold. This is actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. There we go. Now this, we'll pull all this nice and snug with the other insulation and tuck it in. And then we're going to tape all of that around so it's sealed up. Can't wait to hear what my brother says on the video. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll end up putting another piece of wood to hold this into that seam. But other than that, this is the only elevation that we have on this. So it should be a pretty straight shot and should give us plenty of airflow. And what I could say is, maybe this has got a lot easier than what it used to be, because I've been watching and learning from my brother, who is a master at doing ductwork. Shout out to you, Rondo. And then we're going to put all the insulation right back against this. And that will definitely keep this one really warm because the insulation is actually under it. All right. There you have it. Arondo, let me know, how bad did I do? Peace. All right, so it's in there, it's buttoned up, and Arondo, let me know what you think. Can I be a sheet metal mechanic helper, or am I fired today? The other thing we did while we're down here, won't really get a big test tonight because tonight's going to be, I think, in the 40s. But we have had, or next week, it's going to be back down in the 20s again. And that's an easy way to find any cold spots. I found a couple places where I had tucked in the insulation and there's little gaps. And so what I figured has happened is it's become like a raceway, that once that one spot gets there, when there's a lot of breeze that's up on here, that it gets in there and cools the floor. I'm betting, because I know when I did the same thing on the kitchen side, how much warmer the kitchen is. I'm betting that the house is going to be tremendously much more warm, just finding those spots. So I've actually gone through and used 3 more bags of R19, which are about, I want to say, it's about 100 square feet more of insulation that I've tucked in and things. And I'm sure there's other spots. Unfortunately, because this house is so hodgepodge and put together, some of the spacing in here is more than the 14.5 inches. It's somewhere, sometimes about 18. And so when you've got to stuff more insulation in there to make sure there's no gaps. And with the paper on top of it, it's just like, whee! So we'll find out tonight how it is, and we'll find out next week when it's real cold and see how well it does. But I think that's actually pretty good. The good thing about this, using the flex here, and Arondo, let me know. On this application, what you can see I've done is I actually have these wood pieces that are in here that are supporting it. So once it makes this transition up into the channel, it's a straight shot. There's no sagging or anything else. Each elbow is like adding 10 feet of ductwork because of the velocity that slows down. So the less curves, the straighter it is, the better it'll be, which is why, of course, my brother will say, you know, use hard duct because it's smooth. There's no ridges or anything in there to stop it. See, I'm looking like right here. This is a spot right there where there's not any insulation and it can come in around the pipe. Let me see if I can find a little bit more stuff in there. And that's the little spots like that. You'd be amazed at how much air can flow through and cool down a space. There we go. There's a little bit more. Stuff some more around that vent pipe and make sure. I bet you the bathroom's a lot warmer. We were thinking about putting another register in the bathroom to help out, but I'm betting that with the insulation and all the spots that I found, which were difficult to get to because all the ductwork goes across there and the floor has been changed so much, it's nothing consistent, that and all the pipes and stuff are there, so that's where we missed some. So I'm betting that it'll be better tonight. All right, good people, I'm going to get out from underneath here, and it's been a good day. I got the last of the brick, at least where I patched up, painted, started working on that dresser, getting that squared away, got the second coat of varnish on the floor. We'll put the last one on tomorrow. And the wife is working on that door. We got trim and stuff. So when we come back on Monday, we can put the trim down in that room and get that stuff done. And it'll be great. Yeah, it'll be great. It's definitely feeling like a nice house right now here at the Red Brick House. And one other thing that we'll probably be doing here at the Red Brick House, as far as the ductwork goes, is we'll probably end up putting in one more return in around the upstairs bedroom, because when the doors close, there's no return in there. It gets really, really warm, and you need that air to be pulling through there to really circulate. All right, peace. All right, so we're inside the bedroom, and here's our floor vent. Here's our register, although we're gonna spray paint this black. Unfortunately, the paint is actually in the closet where we made the shelves, but fits in perfect. Hot damn. All right, Arondo, did I mess up? You tell me. And let's peep in. Let's peep in here on our floor. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So we've got the wood go through there. I think what I'm gonna do in here, instead of pulling that off, I'm gonna go ahead and get some 1x8 and I'm gonna plane it down to about 3/8 and just add it on top of that. That way we won't disturb that, and we'll, you know, because otherwise it's gonna end up making a mess. I don't wanna make a mess on that new floor, but we'll be able to let it dry out for a couple of days, and then we'll be able to sand that and get that squared away. Wow, this place is really coming together now. And look at that, I like that. Look, the door's latched. Vintage sewing machine, and I found out they actually have the sewing parts for this up in the attic, so we're gonna get that for this thing as well. Man, I can't wait till the heat comes on tonight. I've got one more place that I've got to go down under tonight. Where I was working was right here. There's the pipes that go to the kitchen drain and stuff in there, and down here it was missing some spots. So this is where I think the floor, let's turn the lights in this pretty bathroom, where the floor was a bit cold, and I want to go back under this part, because this part is by itself. So if I can get some in there, that'll help take some of that heat load down and make it easier for the venting and stuff in there, because we only have this one register. What we may do is we may put a slip boot up in the closet wallway and have it so it's right here in this wall. We may do that. We might not need it, but we may do that just to help. And we may also do the same thing here in the kitchen. Because the vent's here on the floor, and then we have the other one over there in the corner, it gets a little bit chillier in the kitchen. It's not as balanced as the rest of the house. It's not bad, because once you start cooking, it gets hot in here. And especially when my baby's in here, it's real hot.